congratulations on this show. To see in the conversation of top 10 on Netflix, what comes to your mind? How satisfying is that?
It's definitely, I think it's always exciting when you make something that you're proud of that people actually are watching and responding to, because there's just so many options of what to watch. And I've been really just so happy to have so many people who I respect text me and say that they love the show.
100%.
That's always really a good feeling.
Not just moms and uncles.
Exactly. But like moms and uncles count.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you go 1 millimeter too far, she dies.
Almost there. What the hell? Power is out. I have to keep going.
Wait. With no ultrasound, she'll be totally blind.
Hey, Gabe. She can do it.
It's very flattering, especially on a platform like Netflix where you know, there's so many eyeballs watching. It's kind of the best feeling ever,
What do you think it is? Like, what do you think your magic sauce is about this show?
I would say like our ensemble is very, very special.
I agree.
We had you never know how, a bunch of personalities are gonna gel together when working together for 4 or 5 months, and everyone was just like such a team player, had their own kind of take on their roles and brought so much life to it. And yeah, we had a really, really fun time working together.
Yeah, we have a great cast. I think that's really special. I think you get to see that chemistry that everybody has with everyone who they're working with, and I think that that's something that kind of jumps off the screen. I think it's also I think it's doing something kind of different in the medical drama genre, and I feel like it's also at the same time keeping the things that people know and love about it, and I think that's special.
Kennedy, huh? Why transfer?
Better fleeces, obviously.
You like this, don't you?
What do you think it is about medical dramas that people just love? I mean, we see the success with your show, The Pit, obviously Grey's Anatomy. I mean, what do you think it is about these medical dramas?
Stakes, baby.
The stakes are high.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that like when you have life and death situations all the time, it's like built-in stakes for whatever is happening in a scene, which I think is always an exciting thing to watch. And I also think that just, it is a genre, which means that you can kind of do whatever you want with the story within that genre. And I think that allows for a lot of people to put their own personal kind of signature on what the medical drama is that they want to make and see.
Your empathy allows you to see people as they are. And that is a great quality, Dr. Sims. But don't let it turn into judgment. We all mess up. All the time, all of us. Most of the people we see here are having the worst days of their lives. They find themselves in situations they never thought they'd be in. And our only job is to help them.
I think that it's kind of, like any genre thing, there's a lot of ways to reinvent what it is.
There's also something really heroic about these people, right? I mean, there's something, I don't know if you've ever been to an emergency room, but when you're in there, it's like...
You just jinxed me, by the way.
Well, I hope it never happens, but if it does happen, you'll be blown away because you'll be going through some probably very traumatic experience. It's the worst day of your life, and these people are enduring this every single day, and there's a level of calm, and there's also just, there's something almost parallel to like superhero genre where like, we love to immerse ourselves as audience in a world where we watch people be heroes. Maybe it's because we see ourselves in that situation or we wonder what it would be like, but I find it to be really admirable, and I think I'm not alone in saying this, that the people who do this are real heroes, and we love watching it because we can kind of get lost in the wonderment of it.
They are real heroes who have spent so much time learning and educating themselves and training to be where they are. So for you to step into these roles as actors, what type of training did you have to do? Was there a medical boot camp?
Yes, there was.
You say that so proudly to me, like, yes, there was.
Yes.
Did you ace it?
Oh my God. I mean, no, not next to her. She's the A student. I'm like a B+ student, but
B+.
If on a good day, maybe with extra time. And
Yeah, exactly.
But no, we did have a medical boot camp. Willa was really lucky. We were supposed to go to like shadow an ER doctor, and unfortunately shooting didn't allow us to. But she had some like incredible stories to like tell about her experience, and I think that was cool. And
going to actually go to an emergency room, I went in California, and getting to spend the day there was really just so helpful because, and we were really lucky to have a ton of online resources and videos, and we could talk things through with the people on set who are medical advisors, who are doctors and nurses. But it was definitely like a different experience to get to actually be there and to get to see the doctors and the residents actually engage with what was happening and coming through the door. And I think that the thing that really just stood out to me was how calm and professional everyone was, regardless of what the situation was. And I think that, you know, stakes, but also like everyone's very chill about what's happening. You know, like it can be truly like a crazy thing coming in, and everyone is excited actually because they want to like see the crazy thing and they want to like do the crazy thing.
Adrenaline junkies.
Yeah, exactly. And there's obviously situations where you kind of hear what's coming in, and people get sad based on kind of what they know about the person. But it's generally kind of excitement to actually practice what you're doing as a doctor.
Okay, I got 2 incoming. First crash on their way in.
He's critical.
One first shoulder to the chest. BZ's crashing.
Let's go.
With intubator.
We need to move faster.
We should start compressions.
I can't wait.
He's gonna code 3, 2, 1. Checking for pulse. Anybody have a pulse?
You just saved this woman's life. How does that feel?
Amazing. When you did have to practice and when you did do the training, what types of things did they have you do?
Well, there's a lot of stuff that's very routine. Like you always do a fast exam. You often are intubating. You're often having to do CPR. There's like fundamentals that are kind of like the ABCs of and also literally the ABCs. Of like what you're checking. And so those things kind of were, I think, the bulk of what we learned in like that first boot camp situation.
Yep.
And then with each of the episodes, we obviously had really specific traumas, and you were always basically using those basics.
Yeah.
But then you also had special procedures that you were having to learn with each episode.
And there were rehearsals, which are honestly, it's like more choreography, really, right? Because you're trying to like the dance, you're
with
figuring
the camera
out with camera, and then there's going to be generally nurses in the background or whatever background might be floating through. So you're kind of, you're choreographing it in a really cool way, and it takes time, and they're long days, and you're figuring it out as you go. But it's once it clicks, it's like really, really satisfying. Yeah.
So maybe in the event of a God forbid emergency, you might be able to get us through.
I can do CPR.
Like on an airplane, maybe. She can do CPR.
But that's the only thing I would say I'm certified in.
What do you make of your characters being compared to McDreamy and Meredith from Grey's Anatomy? Yes. And listen, and it's not in a a bad way. I mean, these are amazing characters to draw that comparison with. Like, what do you make of that?
I think tension, chemistry. I think there's like the will they, won't they, which I think is like, you know, I think that there's a lot of question marks and gray areas in the season of just what the nature of the relationship is, and I think that that sort of uncertainty is kind of a hallmark of their relationship, and I think. And I think it's it's definitely a compliment to be compared to that. So I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
And the will they, won't they? Can we see this play out in a second season? Are there conversations of a season 2?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all, on Netflix, I think it's all dependent on audience response and engagement. And, I think as long as people keep watching, our fingers are crossed.
Absolutely.
But I think that they will certainly still be at the same hospital. And I think that they will certainly still be working together. And I think that we can expect that.
And there will be a dynamic of...
Of like, I think that the dynamic will be in flux.
Yes.
So I think it's certainly been set up.